Hello students. Today we are going to study one of the most important subject if you are aiming for medical, that is biology. So if I am going to start with this chapter, you must know that all living organisms in this world, no matter what organism it is composed of cell. So do you ever have wondered yourself that what is that makes us living organism, or what makes us giving worth to our life? So all these answers I'll give you in this chapter. And biology is not just about studying bacteria, plants or animals. It's about how life has evolved through the universe and how life has formed in earth. All organisms are composed of cell. Some are composed of single cells, which are called unicellular organisms, while like others, like us, like plants, like animals, those are composed with many cells, and those are called multicellular organisms. Before teaching you about cell, you must first know what is cell actually. So a cell, first of thing, is a independent existence. It has a independent existence. And second, it performs the essential functions of life. So anything less than a complete structure of a cell does not ensure independent living. Hence, that is why we call cell is the fundamental structural and functional unit of life. There was a scientist named Anton von Leeuwenhoek. He first saw and described a live cell. Then Robert Brown later on discovered the nucleus. Also, the first cell that was discovered was by Robert Hooke, though he discovered a dead cell. All this invention was possible due to the invention of microscope, and its improvement leading to the electron microscope revealed all the structural details of the cell. You can here see the image of an electron microscope, and also this is what looks like under the microscope. This is an image of cells under the microscope. Further, we will proceed to the next topic, cell theory. There was a German botanist. His name was Matthias Claden. In 1838, he examined a large number of plants and observed that all plants are composed of different kinds of cells which form tissues of plants. So you should know that a group of cells together comprises a tissue which performs the same function. So you can see a flow chart here. It shows you that a cell together comprises a tissue. Tissue comprises together and forms an organ, and different organ forms a organ system, and various organ system together forms a human or a organism, any organism. Like you can take examples also, tissues like epithelial tissues, muscular tissues, connective tissues, organs like liver, stomach, heart, and they together comprises a reproductive system, digestive system, and they together form a organism. So I was saying that Claden gave that all plants are composed of different kinds of cells which form the tissues of the plants. There was a next scientist in 1839. He was a British zoologist who reported that he reported plasma membrane. His name was Theodore Swan. He also gave the presence of cell wall in plants, and he proposed a hypothesis that plants and animals are composed of cells and products of cells. So after all these studies going on, it was carried out by Theodore and Matthews. There was a new scientist that came up in 1855, and he gave a proper explanation of both the theories that they were studying, that cells divide and new cells are formed from pre-existing cells. Obviously you are a human and you came from your parents. They are also a human. So you are a human that came from a pre-existing human. Likewise, cells came from the pre-existing cells through division, and this whole theory was summarized in one single phrase that is called omnis cellula e cellula. and he modified the cell theory of both Sladen and Schwann to give it a final shape to the cell theory, and today it is understood as all living organisms are composed of cells and products of cells. Second point, all cells arise from pre-existing cells. Let us now take an overview of the cell. The cell is actually covered with a membrane called the cell membrane, and as we proceed further, you can see a arena. Arena means a space where all the cellular activity in plants and animals undergoes, and this is called the cytoplasm. Various chemical reactions occur in it to keep the cell in living state, otherwise the cell will die. So there is a centrally located composed nucleus that contains the chromosome, which in turn contains the genetic material. Do you know what is genetic material? Yes, it's the DNA, or also in some organism the RNA. So after this, you will also find some organelles in the cytoplasm. Organelles are like little glands. Those are present besides the nucleus, and also that are distinct in some organisms. Organelles help in different kinds of activities that helps the cytoplasm to undergo all the reactions. Next, we'll talk about ribosomes. Ribosomes are non-membrane bound organelles. Some organelles are generally membrane bound, but one of those are not ribosomes. Ribosomes are non-membrane bounded, and it is present in both eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells. I'll teach you later on about eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells. So within the cell, ribosome is not only found in the cytoplasm, it is also found in two more organelles, that is chloroplast in plants and mitochondria, and on rough endoplasmic reticulum. So I'll teach you each topic about like what is cytoplasm, what is chloroplast, what is mitochondria, but for now you must remember that ribosomes are present in cytoplasm, chloroplast in plants, mitochondria, and rough endoplasmic reticulum. See, cells differ greatly in size, shape, and activities. See, for example, mycoplasma, the smallest cells are only 0.3 micrometer in length, while bacteria could be 3 to 5 micrometer in length. Here are the pictures of the red blood cell, white blood cell, columnar epithelium cells. See, red blood cells is round and concave, while white blood cells are amoeboidal. Same ways, columnar epithelial cells are long and narrow. One of the longest cells present is the nerve cells. Also, a trachea is elongated, and mesophyll cells are round and oval. So did you see how greatly the cells of different organisms vary in shape and size? They might be polygonal, columnar, cuboidal, thread-like, or even irregular. The shape of cell may vary with the function they perform. Now I would like to show you some pictures of red blood cells and white blood cells in real, so that you can relate its shape. So this is a red blood cell. You can see the round and biconcave nature of it. In physics also you have got the biconcave and biconvex nature. And then next you can see the WBC, also known as white blood cells. They are amoeboidal in shape. And here is an image of a nerve cell. As I told you, it's branched and one of the longest cell in our body. So after giving you some basic information about cell, we will proceed in the next class. There I will precisely and briefly describe you about the two classification of cells, mainly the prokaryotic cell. As you can see in the image, this is a prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. But before that, I would like to show you 3 or 4 simple differences of prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell is that you can see in prokaryotic cell nuclear membrane is absent, and in eukaryotic cell nuclear membrane is present. The second point is generally eukaryotic cells are unicellular, that is all bacteria comes under prokaryotic cell, while eukaryotic cells can be both multicellular and unicellular. Example, paramecium is a unicellular organism. Plants and animals are multicellular organisms. The third point is that prokaryotic cells do not have membrane bound organelles, and second, that the eukaryotic cells have the membrane bound organelles in the cytoplasm. So here is the small difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. Now, before ending the first lecture here, I would like to give you some questions. If you want, you can solve it and answer me in the comment section. Also, if you have any inquiry about this any topic or any further topic you want to know, you can also comment it. You can pause the video and write down the questions. Thank you for watching the video. Hope we will meet again in the next lecture. Till then, study well and best of luck.